Am I the asshole for making my neighbor destroy our hedge and beat up his car? This seems like a really random combination of events here. So in my neighborhood, the houses are built sort of like a sandwich. Sounds like a place Joey would like to eat. How you doing? So there's my house, my driveway, a shared hedge/fence, my neighbor's driveway, and then his house. I hope that is clear. My neighbor has 2 kids, each of whom have their own car. So they have 4 cars and my family has 2. There's no street parking. Our driveways lead to detached garages. His kid has a bad habit of parking in my driveway when I'm not home. He can park between our houses and just walk to his side entrance. I am sort of done asking him not to do this, but I'm not calling law enforcement or towing him. I didn't want grief in the neighborhood. Yesterday, he did it again, so I parked behind him and I went for a bike ride. We are enjoying a beautiful Indian summer. When I got back, I noticed the hedge was torn up. It was kind of hard to miss. I guess what happened is, after he got home, everyone else left. I have no idea why he didn't call a cab or an Uber. What he did instead is drive over the hedge between our driveways. They aren't like little raspberry brambles. They are 30-year-old hedges. Anyway, his dad is sitting there looking at the hedge. He asked me if I know what happened. I said, come over for a beer and we can check my surveillance camera. So now the kid is choked because he has to pay to replace the hedge and his car is all scratched up. I guess he had been warned he would be fired if he was late for work again. So the kid thinks I'm the asshole for blocking him in on purpose, which I guess I sort of did. But the consequences were completely unintended. I was planning on moving the car to let him out when I got home. He could have called an Uber. Hell, he could have called in sick. Okay, OP is not the asshole here because he had warned the kid multiple times. That's it. End of story. He had issued warnings, the kid ignored the warnings, and then something bad happened. The kid chose the come what may path and ignored the warnings. It is all on the kid. Good. The kid learns a valuable lesson. His car got screwed up. He's got to replace the hedges. Hopefully, they're able to replace the hedges with something that's, similar size to what was there because, as we all know, as part of adulting, plants are not easy. And getting your hands on like trees and shrubs that are more mature isn't easy. And if part of the hedge was torn down and they're just replacing part of it, it's got to blend in with the rest of it. It's going to look janky. And the kid's car has to be repaired. I mean, I'm assuming he's going to end up having to pay to repair it, which he probably won't do. Then he's just going to be driving around with this scratched up car and he's going to have to tell the story over and over and over again. Somebody's going to be like, what happened to your car there? It looks like it was attacked by a gargoyle. And he's going to be like, yeah, see, so here's what happened. I parked in this driveway because our driveway was always crowded, or it was hard to get out when everybody was home. So I parked on my neighbor's driveway because nobody was there, even though he told me not to. And then one day he blocked me in. So I ran over the hedge and I scratched up my car. I'm a dumbass. I'm not very smart. He's going to have to tell that story so many times, which is great because that just furthers the learning of the lesson. I hope it was a blue Chevy Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. If it was a blue Chevy Sonic, every time I saw it, I would get like pool rings, like they're not hard. It's more of like a rubbery pool ring, but get a bunch of gold ones so you can fill your hedge with them just in case he runs into them again. Then all those gold rings would just go flying everywhere. Now, absolutely not the asshole. You're teaching the young man a lesson and the young man needs to be taught that lesson.